Hello students, welcome back. I am Rinkesh sir, a mathematics teacher at Lux School of Science. Today we'll continue with exercise 3 of chapter number 3 matrices. Okay, till our last video we had completed the question number 9 of exercise 3. This is the part 3 of third exercise and today we will complete this chapter. Okay, so let's begin with question number 10. Question number 10 is a manufacturer produces three products X, Y, Z which he sells in two markets. The annual sales are indicated below. This is the annual sale. So say there are two markets, one and two. Okay, the product sold for market 1 for product X is this, Y, and Z. And market 2, these are the values. Now there are two sub questions. First, A. If unit sale of X, Y, Z are 2.5 rupees, 1.5 rupees, and 1 rupee respectively, then you have to find out the total revenue in each market. Now, total revenue means the number of products sold into the selling price, means the total money collected after selling each product, after selling all the products, right? So, what we will do, we will form a matrix. First, we form a matrix of annual sale, and then about the selling price, and then we will multiply. Like, say, if there are 10 pens and one pen is costing 5 rupees, then the total revenue after selling all the 10 pens will be 10 to 5, 50 rupees. So you have to do it similar. So first, let's solve this A1 matrix for annual sale. That is A equal to 10,000, 2,000, 18,000, 6,000, 20,000, and 8,000. Clear? And the matrix for sale price B. What's that? Now this we are taking row form, so this will take in column. So 2.50, 1.50, 1.00. Clear? So now what we will do for revenue A B. Clear? So 10,000, 2,000, 18,000, 6,000, 20,000, 8,000. Into B 2.5, 1.5, and 1. Let's multiply. So what will I do? I will take the first row, that is 10,000, 2,000, 18,000. Clear? So I multiply it. This will be equal to 10,000 into 2.5 means 25,000 plus 2,000 into 1.5, 3,000, and 18,000 into 1, 18,000. Clear? Now, second row. Clear? What is second row? 6,000, 20,000, and 8,000. Clear? So now let's multiply it. 6,000 into 2.5, that will be 15,000 plus 20,000 into 1.5, that will be 30,000, and 8,000 into 1 will be equal to 8,000. So this will be equal to 25,000 plus 3,000, that is 28,000 plus 18,000, that is 46,000. Below 15,000 plus 30,000, that is 45,000. 45,000 plus 8,000, 53,000. So revenue for market 1 is 46,000 rupees, and for market 2 53,000 rupees. Clear? So what we did, we made a matrix for annual sale and we made a matrix for sale price, and then we multiplied it to find out the total revenue. Clear? So just note down this question. Now let's move to the second part of question number 10. Okay, so part question B is, if unit cost of these three commodities are rupees 2, rupees 1 and 50 paise respectively, you have to find the gross profit. So from part A, the revenue from market 1 is 46,000 and 53,000. So the total selling price was 00099. So this much amount was collected by selling. So total selling price was 99,000 of all the products. Clear? Now the cost price is given. You have to find out the profit. So what is the formula of profit? Selling price minus cost price. So first we need to find out the total cost price. So what I have done, we have selected the same annual price, annual sale A. We have selected the cost price. Matrix for cost price is 2, 1 and 0.5. So now for total cost price, will be equal to A into C. So this will be equal to, what is A? 10,000, 2,000, 18,000, and 6,000, 20,000, and 8,000. And what is C? 2, 1, 50 paise means 0.5. Clear? So when I will multiply it, I will get, I'm directly multiplying it, 10,000 into 2, 20,000. 2,000 into 1, 2,000. 18,000 into 0.5, 9,000. Now second row, 6,000 into 2, 12,000. Okay, so next 20,000 into 1, 20,000 plus 8,000 into zero point 0.5, 4,000. So this will be equal to 20,000 plus 2,000, 22, 22 plus 9, 31,000. Clear? 12 plus 20, that is 32, 32 plus 4, 36,000. So this was the matrix for the cost price for market 1 and 2. For market 1 it's 31,000, market 2 it's 32,000. So total cost price will be equal to 31,000 plus 36,000 from both the market. So this will be 67,000. So profit, what is gross profit? Selling price, that is 99,000 minus 67,000. Clear? This will be equal to 22,000. Sorry, 32,000. 67,000, 77, 87. Yes, 32,000 rupees. The total gross profit will be 32,000. Clear? Just note down B of question number 10. Now let's move to the next. That is question number 11. Question number 11 is find the matrix X so that X into this matrix will multiply it. We get this. Clear? So what we can do here, just assume matrix X. Okay, but now for that we need to find out which will be the order of matrix X. So see, this is order of this is 2 cross 3 and here it's 2 cross 3. Let's say matrix X is A cross B. Now we can multiply X and this only if B is equal to, or let's write down M cross N. So I can only write down multiply when it is M equal to, not M, N equal to 2. And answer I got 2 cross 3. So 3 is from here and 2 will be from here. So M will be equal to 2. So X is 2 cross 2 matrix. Yeah, like example, if matrix A 3 cross 2 and matrix B 2 cross 2, clear, then we can multiply it and the answer C will be 3 cross 2. So by this way I have selected the value of M and N. Okay, now let's select X equal to 2 cross 2, so A, B, C, D. Okay, now when I'm multiplying X with this, so I will get A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal to minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, 2, 4, and 6. Now let's multiply with this one. So it will be A into 1, A plus B into 4, 4B. Clear? Second, 2A plus 5B. Third, 3A plus 6B. Okay? Now C into D. So 1 into C, C plus 4D. 2C plus 5D. 3C plus 6D. This will be equal to minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, 2, 4, 6. Now two matrices are equal if and only if the corresponding elements are same. So A plus 4B equal to minus 7. Let's name it 1. And 2A plus 5B equal to minus 8. Let's name it 2. So now let's multiply 1 with 2. So I will get 2A plus 4 to the 8B equal to minus 7 to the 14. Clear? Minus, minus, plus. 2A, 2A will get cancelled. 5B minus 8B, 3B minus 8 plus 14. That will be equal to, this is minus 3B, okay? So minus 8 plus 14 will be 6. B is equal to minus 2. Clear? Putting in 1, A plus 4 into minus 2, minus 8 equal to minus 7. So what does this imply? A is equal to 1. I got the value of A and B. Now similarly for this one, C plus 4D, this is equal to this value 2. Let's name this as equation 3 and 2C plus 5D equal to 4. 4. So we'll use similar thing, equation 3 into 2. So 2C plus 4 to the 8D equal to 2 to the 4. Minus, minus, minus. Clear? So 2C, 2C gets cancelled. 5D minus 8D. Okay, so that will be equal to 3 minus 3D. And this is 0. That means D equal to 0. Clear? So now putting this value in 3, I get C plus 0 equal to 2. C equal to 2. So I find it out all the values of element, all the values of all the element of matrix X. So matrix X will be equal to A means 1, B minus 2, C 2, and D 0. This is matrix X. Clear? So note down question number 11. Now let's move to the next question, that is 12. Question number 12 is, if A and B are square matrices of same order such that AB is equal to BA, then prove by induction AB raised to n equal to B raised to n into A, and from that prove AB whole raised to n equal to A raised to n B raised to n for all n belonging to n. So first we will prove this. Right? We have to use principle of mathematical induction. But what is given? AB equal to BA. Okay. Now to prove AB raised to n equal to B raised to n into A. So for n equal to 1, LHS AB raised to 1, RHS B raised to 1 into A. Clear? Say LHS is AB raised to 1, that is AB, and RHS is BA. Now what is BA? This is equal to AB, that is given. So this is AB. Therefore, P of 1 is true. Clear? Now, let P of K be true. We have done first three sum of this exercise using principle of mathematical induction. That implies P of K be true. That implies AB raised to K is equal to B raised to K into A. Now, for P of K plus 1, we have to prove AB raised to K plus 1 equal to B raised to K plus 1 into A. So let's take with LHS. AB raised to K plus 1. So what does this mean? A, let's separate this power, B raised to K into KB. Now what is AB raised to K from 2? B raised to K into 1. So instead of this, I am writing B raised to K into A into B. How? From 2, see, AB raised to K equal to B raised to K into A. Clear? Okay, now what is AB from 1? BA. This is from 1. So what is B raised to K into B? B raised to K plus 1 into A, and that is equal to RHS. Therefore, P of n is true for every n belonging to n. That is, AB raised to n equal to B raised to n into A. Clear? So just note down this, then we'll solve this. Okay. Now for the next one, I have to prove AB whole raised to n equal to A raised to n, B raised to n. So now for n equal to 1, LHS equal to AB raised to 1, RHS A raised to 1, B raised to 1. So same LHS equal to RHS, that implies P of 1 is true. Now let P of K be true. So what does this imply? This implies that AB whole raised to K equal to A raised to K, B raised to K. Okay, so now let's name this as 1. For P of K plus 1, we have to prove AB raised to K plus 1 equal to a raised to k plus 1, b raised to k plus 1. Clear? So now let's take LHS. AB whole raised to k plus 1. Now let's separate the power. AB raised to k, AB raised to 1. So it's AB raised to k plus 1. Now AB raised to k, what is AB raised to k? A raised to k, B raised to k. A raised to k, B raised to k. Clear? And what is AB? I can write it down. AB is equal to BA. So I can BA. Clear? Okay, that we had already proved earlier. In this way, AB raised to n equal to B raised to n. Means AB is equal to BA. Okay, so now what is B raised to K into B? B raised to K plus 1 into A. Again, I will use this one, B raised to N, A equal to AB raised to N. Clear? So this B, instead of N, I am having K plus 1. I can replace this way. Just like what I did here, AB, BA. Right? Here I took the power of B as 1. So this will be equal to A raised to K, A, B raised to K plus 1. Now what is A raised to K into A? A raised to K plus 1, B raised to K plus 1. And that is equal to RHS. Therefore, P of n is true for every n belonging to n. That implies AB raised to n. Clear? If this is true. Okay? So note down second part of question number 12. Next, question number 13. So question number 13, matrix A is given such that A square equal to I. And then four options are given. Okay, so let's start. Now 13, 14, 15, these all three are MCQs. A square is equal to I. So what is A square? A into A, alpha, beta, gamma minus alpha. Alpha, beta, gamma minus alpha equal to, or let's write in a present I. Let's multiply alpha and beta first row, alpha square plus beta gamma, alpha beta minus alpha beta. Okay, now second, gamma and minus alpha, so alpha gamma minus alpha gamma. Okay, and beta gamma minus minus plus alpha square. So this will be 1 0 0 1. Now we know this will get cancelled 0. This will get cancelled 0. So now first two matrices are equal if the corresponding elements are same, equal to 1. So that implies 1 minus alpha square minus beta gamma equal to 0. Is it there in the option? Yes. So option C is the correct one. Clear? So note down question number 13. Next, question number 14. Question 14 it is given that if matrix A is both symmetric and skew symmetric, then A is dash matrix, diagonal 0 square. Let's find out. See, A is symmetric, that means A is equal to A transpose. A is skew symmetric also, that means A is equal to minus A transpose. So what does that mean? A transpose equal to minus A. So from 1 and 2. See, A is equal to minus A transpose because it's Q symmetric. So A transpose equal to minus A. And what is A transpose? Equal to A. So from 1 and 2, A is equal to minus A. Clear? That means A plus A equal to 0, 2A equal to 0, A is equal to 0. So A is a zero matrix. Okay? So note it down. Okay. Now let's go over the last question of this exercise. Also for this chapter, it is given A is a square matrix such that A square is equal to A. So what does this imply? A into A is equal to A. Now we know that whenever we multiply any matrix with identity matrix, we get the same answer. Here we are getting A. If we are multiplying A with identity matrix, then only we will get A. So we also got one thing, A is equal to I. Clear? Now, A cube. See, here we will require A cube. So A cube will be A square into A. Now what is A square? A into A. This is A square and that will be also equal to A. Clear? Because A into A is A. So we get three things here. A square equal to A cube equal to A, and A is equal to I. We got these three things. Now let's find it out. I plus A whole cube minus 7A. Clear? So now what will we get? I A cube plus B cube means 3AB into A plus B. A plus B whole cube. The formula is A cube plus B cube plus 3AB into A plus B minus 7A. So I cube will be always equal to I equal to I square equal to I cube plus what is A cube? A. 3I into A. I plus A plus 3A into I. 3A, any number multiplied by its identity, any matrix multiplied with the identity matrix, we get the same. Plus 3A into A, 3A square minus 7A. So A plus 3A, 4A minus 7A minus 3A. 3, what is A square? A. So 3A minus 3A plus 3A, 0. We got identity matrix. So this is our answer. Here, just note it down. Okay, students, so that's it. Here we completed chapter number 3. Right? We have completed this chapter in 11 to 12 video lectures. If you find my video interesting, then please like it and subscribe to this channel. In our next time video means next time we will start with chapter number 4. Thank you.